Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video I want to talk about what you should never ever do if you are planning to be a full-time artist in 2025 or any other year in that matter. Because this is so crucial, and I got motivated by one of the artists that commented in one of my videos, basically saying that I'm a scam. And I want to talk about this because it's so important. When you don't believe that other artists are successful, that they are selling, this is reflecting your own doubt and disbelief. And you'll never ever will be able to make a living from your art when you think like this. This was one of the most important lessons I learned from one of my mentors. My mentor said everything in the reality, everything outside is a reflection of you. If you look at nice cars, rich people, and you're jealous, you judge them, this is going to reflect on you. You're never ever going to be able to make money, be rich, and have an amazing life if you judge these people. Right? Why should you become like them if you judge them, if you think they are doing something bad? And if you believe that every single artist or a lot of artists that make money, that are successful, are a scam, it just reflects your disbelief. You don't believe it's possible. And how should you ever become a full-time artist, successful as an artist, if you don't believe it's possible? And I'm talking about this so many times on here, guys. This is the most important thing. If you want to be a full-time artist, you have to believe that it's actually possible. And in this video, I also want to talk about not just that, I also want to talk about how I did it, right? So the first thing is like the belief. And then of course, you need to have a strategy on how to do it. And because I was inspired by this one comment, I want to talk directly to you. Please stop commenting on people's videos that they are scams. You have no idea if they're scams or not. It's just, and I think I've seen you before in other videos. It's reflecting your doubt and disbelief. Why are you watching these videos if you don't even believe it's possible? You're going around calling people scams. If your art is so amazing, why aren't you selling? I actually believe that your art is great because I know how it is. There are many super talented artists that have amazing art. They have a super high level of skill that are not making any money. Because it's not about that. It's not about how good your abstract art is or portraits or hyperrealism or however good your painting. It's not about that. Of course it helps. Of course it's important. If you're a total beginner and your art is just not there, it's going to be really hard to sell that. But I've sold my abstract art and I'm actually even kind of proud of it because I know I'm not the most talented artist. But it's also my mission to inspire and help artists that this is possible. So I think it's actually good that I'm not the most talented artist because otherwise thousands of artists would have the excuse, he is so talented. He's so, if I would paint that well, I could also make it happen. I would also be a full-time artist. I just want to tell you guys, there are millions of excuses. And whenever you have excuses, you're going to basically follow them. You're going to live up to them, right? If you think it's not possible because of X, Y, Z, whatever, either because these people that are teaching and helping us, or me, they are scams. There could be an excuse. They're all scams. It's not true. That's an excuse, right? It's an excuse for you to take action, massive action, and learn how it actually works. I'm a bit feisty today because of the comment, but I think it's an important message. Because if you see yourself, I know many of my viewers, you're amazing artists. You're not like that. But even if you see yourself just a little bit, you walk across the street and you see a nice car or you see people dressed well and you're judgmental towards them. This will reflect in your reality. And being judgmental in general, right? It's so easy to go outside and start judging people, or on social media. Judge people that have the courage to stand in front of the camera and make it public. If you judge these people, you're never going to do what they are doing. And there's probably a part of you that is jealous that wants to do it too. But it's easier to judge them and say they're weird, they're stupid, they're scams or whatever, than actually taking responsibility for where you're at in your art career and starting to change and take action towards a new reality. It's so much easier to judge, so much easier. And excuses are also super easy. But the thing is, they don't get you anywhere. My life started changing. I started making a full-time living when I took full responsibility, and I believed it's possible. And yes, I didn't get there immediately, but I got there when I was 20 or 21. Wait a now it's 2025, I'm 30, so, I was 25. So I was 25 when I was able to make a full-time living from my art. And there are artists in their 40s, late 30s, 50s that are still not making a living. And it's not because of your age It's not because you're too old, too young, not talented enough, not this, not that, didn't go to our school, blah, blah, blah. As I said, millions of excuses. And as long as you believe them, they will be true for you. I didn't care. I literally didn't care about any of the excuses. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to make a living from my art. I wanted to do something I love. Live a life that I'm happy about. Living a life of freedom, being able to travel. That's what I wanted. I mean, we are here on planet Earth once. There are some theories that we come back, but in the end of the day, we don't know. What we know for sure is that we have this life now given, right? That's it. We don't know when it's over. It's like, why should we waste so much time calling other people scammers and having millions of excuses instead of just being honest with ourselves? Like, this is what I truly want. Or maybe it's like, it's not really what you want. Maybe it's a wish, maybe your art would be nice, but it's not really what you want. And I don't take these things personally, by the way, because I know it's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. It has nothing to do with me. I have nothing to prove because I have money in my bank account. I've been selling art since 22, now even before, but since 2020 full time. I have a good life. I don't have anything to prove, but I have a mission as well. I have a purpose, and I am a purposeful person. I feel so passionate when I can help other people, especially artists, because I think that's where I can add the most value. That's where I have the most experience. I've actually walked the path. I'm not as some of the other people that never ever sold art and now are teaching artists how to sell art, even though even these people can help, right? It's not about the teacher, it's about the student, because if the student is right, the teacher appears. And what that basically means is like all the knowledge you need to be a full-time artist is already available right now, but the question is, are you ready? Did you have enough of pain and suffering? Did you have enough of frustration, trying things, throwing things at the wall, calling people scammers, using your excuses of why you can't sell art or why you can't be successful? Did you have enough or not yet? Do you need more of that? Do you need more suffering till it finally makes click and it says enough is enough? Now I'm gonna change my life no matter what. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and I start to become open, listening to other people that maybe know something. I don't need to blindly follow them or believe everything they're saying, but maybe they know something that I don't know. Right? The most successful people, they know stuff. But they're also the most humble people on the planet Earth. They know how little they know, because you never know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? But the people that are the least successful are the ones that think they know everything. They figured life out. And yes, everything that other people say, it's just BS, it's just scams. And I don't say there are no scams out there, but I had a lot of mentors. And they are just human beings like you. They are not perfect. It's not about putting them on a pedestal. I did that, and yes, I was disappointed once I got to know them. Right? I was working for my mentor for 3 years, and she was a human being. But when I was actually listening to her, and I didn't really know her personally, I put her on the pedestal. And then I realized over the years that every single person, successful person, teacher, mentor, influencer, they're just human beings. You know, they know stuff, but they still have things to learn, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you cannot learn from them, right? Listen with discernment, but start trying these things out. That's actually when you know if it works or not. Just try these things out, give it a go, right? All the things that I'm teaching on here, on how to sell art. Did you ever try them out? Like, it's funny that people listen to a whole video or even a few videos, and then they just say it's a scam. Again, it's so much easier than actually applying the things that I'm saying, right? It's way harder to do the things that I'm saying and try them out. Way harder than just, saying, oh, he's a scam, or XYZ excuse, right? I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have this, I don't have the talent. Let's just stop it, guys, please. If you want to be a full-time artist, or if you just want to make more money with your art, you need to stop it. There is one single secret. I mean, there are multiple things, lots of knowledge out there. But anyways, if I will break it down to one simple secret, it's like, do more and do it better. And I don't mean do more in other areas. If you want to be successful as an artist, you have to focus on that. You have to figure out, how do I sell art? How do I market my art? How do I get buyers? You need to learn everything. No, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's not. If it would be easy, every single artist would be successful, and the reality is completely different. I Googled once, they're like 10 to 20% of all artists successful. that graduated art school, right? So it's a very small number. And I actually think it's rising. I think it was way lower. But my point is, you have to learn and do the work. Not just gonna be successful. I mean, what are you gonna expect that someone comes to you and makes you successful? And we have sometimes this image. I had this when I was very young because my mom had it. My mom wasn't very successful in life. And she always had this fantasy that someone will discover me because I have a great voice, I'm looking pretty good. So she was always having this hope for me that I will be discovered, that somebody, if I just put out a few videos, like 5 videos or 1 video on YouTube and singing, then people will discover me and are gonna be famous and blah, blah, blah. Or walk down the street and the model agency or model agent or whatever discovers me and I become a famous model. And yes, it does happen to some people. If you're extremely, extremely talented, it can happen, but it's extremely rare. And most of us are not in that place. I never got discovered. I needed to take matters in my own hands. I paid money for multiple coaches. Right? I did a lot of work on myself, personal growth work. I healed a lot of trauma because I came from a tough childhood. And then I also started investing lots of money into business coaching. And yes, sometimes I invested in coaches, they changed my life and I made a return on my investment super fast. Other times not, and that's okay. This is life. But so many people, they just come to conclusion way too fast. Life isn't a straight line. It's a journey and we just don't know. It's a journey into the unknown. But one thing that you always need to know and be super crystal clear on is, what do you want? Because if you truly want something, if you have a burning desire, then it doesn't matter if you're getting into the unknown, if you don't know certain things, if it's hard, if you need to use discipline or practice some character traits that are going to help you. Whatever you need to do, you're going to do because you want it. You need to get to this place. You need to get to the place where you are willing to do whatever it takes. And you take more action than talking about it. Do more and do it better. And doing it better, basically, it's not just about doing more. Sometimes we do a lot, right? But we also have to do things better. If you post on Instagram consistently, maybe every day or 3 times a week or whatever it is, but your posts are not good, it's not gonna work. You have to use this combination of do more, as much as you can handle, right? You don't wanna overwhelm yourself. But if you're posting once a month, it's also not gonna work. If you post every single day and your posts are gonna get better and better and better and better, you will be guaranteed to be successful if you can stay on track, if you can stay consistent. Guaranteed. And you probably know that with your art. For us, it's kind of very easy to be consistent and do more art, create more and do the art better because it's what we love. It's natural to us. But the business side is for many, many artists very, very hard and difficult. But it applies there especially if you want to make money from your art. If you don't want to make money from your art, if it's okay for you to just get a job and paint for fun, do it, right? But just know that if you want to be a full-time artist, you need to learn the business side. You need to get good at this. You have to start learning to love marketing and the business side of things, not just the creation process. And you can bring fun into the marketing side of things. You can if you want to. But you need to let go of your excuses and limiting beliefs, right? You need to ask yourself again and again and again, do I really want that? What do I really want? And you need to be crystal clear on that every single day. And then back that up with action. Thinking about it or wishing it is not enough. You have to back that up with action. And it's going to be a journey. You're going to need to learn certain things depending on where you're at. Yes, some people are at a certain level. They are maybe here, and once they start learning business, maybe they'll have a natural talent, or maybe they had some training in the past, or maybe their parents were entrepreneurs or whatever, or they had a job where they learned about marketing and business, right? So when they start selling art and they're like, okay, I make the decision now to become a full-time artist, maybe for them it's way faster than someone that doesn't know anything about business, right? So we are all on our own journey. It depends where you're starting. But in the end of the day, still, the most important thing is you just have to take one step at a time. That's it. No matter where you're starting, one step at a time. And on one point, the compound effect will do its magic. Because, as I said, success is not linear. It's not like this. It's actually more like this. And over time, bam, that's a compound effect. All your actions will compound. And on one point, it makes like this. right? But again, first you have to believe it's actually possible. Otherwise, why would you even go through that? Why would you even put in so much work and learn all of these things if it's anyways not possible in your mind, right? If anyway all these artists are scams, why would you even bother? And then if you are at the place where like, I'm fully committed, I want to make this happen no matter what. I have a burning desire to become a full-time artist, and I truly believe it's possible. And you're gonna look for people that already did it without calling them scams, right? Because again, if you call them scams, you're not really believing it. You're just kidding yourself. You're still doubting that it's even possible. And it's okay if you're there, it's okay. Just become open for the idea that it's actually possible. Right? If you're in full doubt, you don't need to switch to total belief, because you cannot lie to yourself, but you can just start reflecting on it. Maybe it is possible. What if they are not scams? What if they are right? What if it would be possible? Right? Just playing with the idea, and that can develop into full-blown belief. And once you're there, that's when you really can get going. That's when you start learning about business and marketing, these things are going to stick better. You're going to be able to learn more, to take more in and do more, take more action. You're probably way more excited about it, because that's how it was for me, right? Once I was ready mentally, and I believed it's actually possible to be a successful artist. And I had role models too, right? There was one specific guy that is just a successful entrepreneur actually, but he sold over 100,000 worth of art back then. For me, that was a huge number. Now I sold more than that. I sold over 200,000 worth of my art. But that was huge. I've never heard this before. And he was extremely successful in all areas of life. That's when he made switch for me and everything changed. Where I was like, I am an artist too. It's cool to be an artist. It's possible to be a successful artist and have an amazing life. It's possible to live an amazing life, have money, and be a successful artist. So that's when I started looking for mentors and coaches. I got a business coach. This business coach, he just told me a few things, like jump with people on a call and send lots of messages, raise your prices. These were some of the things. He showed me how to find people in Facebook groups. And it was just helpful for me to brainstorm with someone that knew more about business than I did, right? He wasn't an artist, but he knew about business. And after 45 days of working with him, I sold over 26K of art. I quit my job after that, like 1, 2, 3 months later. I couldn't stand my boss anymore. But it was amazing because I fulfilled a lifelong dream, becoming a full-time artist. And I needed to jump. It was still a bit scary. I made a lot of money, but it was still scary. But the same year, I made 30K within a single month. In the end of the year, I think it was November, 30K in one single month. In the end of the day, it's not about what is easier, what's harder, blah, blah, or about other people. It's all about you. What do you truly want? If you just want to make money, maybe art isn't for you, because I can tell you it's not the easiest thing. I mean, it's definitely possible, but you need to really want it, right? I was focusing only on my art. That was my only focus every single day. And I was waking up every single day and going on Facebook, using this one strategy that I got from my coach, nothing else. I wasn't distracted with shiny object syndrome, Etsy, building a website, licensing, murals, selling prints. All these things can work, by the way. Except Etsy, I'm not sure, I think that's not the best way. But I think all of these things can actually work if you want to make money with your art. But the thing is, you need to pick one thing and focus fully on that, because again, do more and do it better. But how can you do it better if you're spreading your focus in 5 different things? You're trying 5 different strategies. How can you really get better? You get better if you focus on one thing only, right? Because you do that more. You focus on it every single day, most of your time. This thing, this skill that you're developing, it will grow so much faster. And that's exactly how it was. I got better and better at Facebook, started understanding the nuances, and I started selling more and more. I started learning about sales, building relationships. I started to get how it really works. And now if you're still watching, by the way, congratulations. Many people cannot even focus it long anymore. But I want to share with you a few testimonials. Not testimonials, more like case studies with my collectors. For anyone that's still doubting that it's possible, I will put the links down below. Okay, check them out. I didn't really share them much. There's also one video called the Appreciation Party. This is an event that I did with my collectors. These are real freaking collectors that paid a lot for my art. Some of these people spend close to 20K. Some spend over 20K on my art. I just want you to see that. Right? I don't have anything to prove. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you because I want you to see it and believe it. And you can actually learn a lot from these case studies as well, or like interviews. So basically interview my collectors. But they're basically sharing their experience and why they bought the art and what it means for them. And one thing that I learned from them is it's all about connection. Every single one of them said, I bought the painting because I felt connected to it. First I didn't get it, but then I got it. Connection equals emotions. People buy if they're emotionally connected to the artist and the art, right? It's almost like they first need to be connected to you as the artist. They need to know, like, and trust you before they can connect to your art. And not always, right? There are people that do fall in love with a piece. I had that too. I had people that fell in love with a specific piece before they even knew me. And that can happen, right? But not always. It happened maybe 20% of the time, and 80% of the time I needed to build relationships and get to know people. And again, I did everything through Facebook, okay? And the strategy still works today. There are many strategies. Again, as I said, you can do Instagram, you can do prints, you can licensing, murals, but choose one thing. And I recommend, if you're starting, or if you're already selling art and you just want to sell more, then focus on Facebook because it's still the easiest way. If you're really good at creating content, if you're great at making videos and cutting videos and stuff like this, which many are not, then I would recommend Instagram, because Instagram has a huge potential, but even there you need to learn how the algorithm works. If you don't, you're just going to post a lot of stuff and get a few hundred views. And that's it. But on Instagram, you do need to get more views. You need to do what's working. You need to replicate reels that are working. And reels are the way to grow, by the way. Hashtags don't matter. I can make a full video about Instagram if you want to. I have actually a training within my community on Instagram and also a full training on Facebook. But it's not just Facebook. It's how you tell your story as an artist, how you find your purpose. That's extremely important. How you talk with people on Zoom calls, how you take the payment. It's literally everything I've done from 0 to 100. It's all in there. So if you're interested in going through that training, click the link below. It's my community that I co-founded with Maria Brophy. And by the way, Maria Brophy, if you don't believe me, check out Maria Brophy. She sold millions in art, right? So if you even say that she is a scam, then we can help you, okay? But yeah, if you are curious, check her YouTube channel. She's amazing, and we created this community together to help artists sell more art, build thriving art careers, and quit their job if they want to, right? Because we all can. It's available to all of us. Now we are living in the best time for artists, right? You can reach anyone all around the world with this thing, right? With your phone, you can reach anyone. You can reach rich people, poor people, right? And that's another excuse. I don't know where I find the people with money. They are everywhere. Since we have Facebook, Instagram, they're literally everywhere. Do you think just poor people are on these platforms? Rich people are human beings too, just so you know. And they are everywhere. There are more rich people than you think, or it depends how we define rich, but there are lots of people that earn over 100K per year, 200K, million. There are lots of millionaires too. And we often project our own limiting beliefs around money to other people. So again, that's like one of the limiting beliefs you need to let go of. If you are still so worried about where to find rich people, they're everywhere. That shouldn't even be the focus. The focus should be finding your why. Why do you paint? What's your purpose as an artist? What's your mission as an artist? And find people that resonate with that. Because there are rich people in every single area, any single theme and topic. They're spiritual, like some people say spiritual people are poor. They're very rich spiritual people, right? You can find rich people anywhere. I hope this video is inspiring for you. If you want to go deeper into this strategy, as I said, the link is below, but you can also watch other videos on my YouTube channel because I'm sharing a lot here, right? If you're just to apply the things that I'm teaching here on this YouTube channel, you're going to be successful, guaranteed. But you need to apply it. You cannot just watch and then go to the next video, right? But if you need more guidance, if you need more personal help, I recommend you come to our community because there we help artists with more personalized guidance to, get to success faster. So if this is for you, click the link below and see you soon. Bye-bye.